right, you guys. We got a good one here about gold prospecting. I got this itch, let's say, go prospecting for gold. So I started watching gold prospecting show on cable. Gold Fever, I think's what it was called, or something like that. And I was like, man, I gotta go pan for gold. I gotta try this, right? This is gonna be epic. So a buddy of mine, real good close friend of mine, had this guy that was living on their property that we called the Catman. Not that there's anything wrong with cats, I have a couple, but this guy had a lot of cats and he lived in like this little shed shack thing. And my buddy's parents wanted this guy out of there. So we come up with a plan. We talked him into going to Colorado and be a rock hound. You know, one of them guys that go up there and I mean, it's a legit deal. People go up there and find all kinds of cool rocks, gems and stuff and make a lot of money on it. Well, we had convinced him into doing that, so he's gonna go to Colorado, but we gotta take him. So we get this big cargo van and he starts building these boxes inside this cargo van for all of his cats in cages and stuff. And we have a truck. My buddy has a truck. We're going to take his truck. So me and him's going to go up there. We're going to get this guy up there, find him a place to stay, help him get his cats around and all that, you know, get him going. And then me and my buddy, we're going to go into the mountains or find somewhere to prospect for gold. Well, that show I watched, they had a membership. And if you paid to be a member of this gold prospecting group, you could use all their claims, and they had claims in Colorado. So that was the plan: find one of their claims, which we did, and start working it right for a few days or whatever. So we get a couple of them big cases of MREs, and I had a pretty good sized tent back then. It was a 4-man tent, perfect size for two guys. We bought us some of them military sleeping bag systems, you know, the 4-bag system or whatever it is. And both of us bought a couple of those and some cots. Anyways, we set it up. We were not going to be uncomfortable. So we get this guy around. We get all everything gathered up. We get the money to go, and we head to Colorado. So we get up there and this guy is I liked him, but man, he was a little bit weird. So we get up there and first thing this cat wants to do is get him some entertainment. So me and my buddy, we're married, you know, so we're like, do what you gotta do, dude. You know what I mean? We're out of here. We're taking off. So we actually go get us something to eat and stuff because this guy isn't settled in. This is the first night in Colorado and we got a motel and it was a suite. We rented a suite so all three of us could stay in there. So that's why me and my buddy split, right? We're like, we're out ski. So we take off and we come back and you know we call him. We're like, hey dude, what's up? Is it clear or what? It's like half an hour later or something. We figured everything would be over with. He's like, no, I need a few more minutes, you know. And we're like, all right. So we're just sitting in the parking lot. And while we're sitting in the parking lot, we see this car show up. And it's just slowly making circles around this whole motel. And I can't remember what kind of motel it was. It was a big fancy one though. And this guy he keeps driving around, right? In this car. And this goes on for like 15, 20 minutes, a long time. And and so finally we see this chick come out of the motel, out of the back door or whatever, right in front of us. He stops, and she looks pretty mad. I mean, she looked mad. And so, anyways, we wait. They take off. They leave, and then we give him a buzz. We're like, "Hey, bub, is it clear?" Because we wasn't sure 100% if that was the chick that was there with him. She could have been there with somebody else. We didn't know. And so he's like, "Yeah, yeah, you guys come on back up." So we go back up to the room. We're like, "What happened, man? You know, like 20 minutes ago, you told us it'd just be a couple minutes, and man, 20 minutes later, here we are." He's like, "I don't get it. I just don't understand." He said, "I thought a call girl was like a prostitute." I said, "No, I don't think that's how it works." I said, "If you watch them shows, prostitutes are on the street and everything happens pretty quick and it's real cheap." I said, "A call girl's a whole different ball game, bub. They charge more because they want you to take them out to eat. They're supposed to be like a trophy. You know what I mean? You're showing them off, and then you don't even necessarily get to do anything else. You might get a massage. Some of them, some call girls, that's all they do is they'll just show up and give you a massage and hang out with you, and then they leave." And he's like, "Well, I thought that you know they was all just prostitutes. You just pay them, and you get to do what you want to do, and then they leave." No, that's not how it works. Oh my goodness. So I wasn't always married. Been married 27 years, but I went to Bakersfield, California once when I was pretty young, about 19, and I seen how the prostitutes operate. I didn't get a prostitute, but I seen someone else get a prostitute, and it was pretty much a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. And anyways, besides the point. So we have a few laughs at this guy. He had made her mad because he was like, "Here's 250 or whatever." I don't even know how much he paid, but this guy did have a lot of money, and I don't know where it came from. But anyways, he he was like he was just going to pay her and do his thing and send her out the door. Well, she didn't operate that way. That's not the kind of program she was running. And she was going to charge this guy by the hour, and she was going to try to milk 400 or 500 bucks out of him. You know what I mean? And not do really anything. So in a way, she was, I think, trying to scam him a little bit, but she did give him a massage and stuff, right? And then he was trying to get more, and she didn't want to do that. And they got the right to choose. You know what I mean? I mean, they're human too, right? These gals, they're just working. Anyways, beside the point, we went from gold prospecting to prostituting. So this guy, we get him settled in. We end up going to this little town in Colorado where they actually did some um, filming for that show, that Rockhound show that was on cable for a little while. It might still be on there. We went to this little general store that was actually in that show, right? We started talking to that lady about it, and they had all kinds of cool stuff in there. And the coolest thing they had was they had a lot of them red Coleman lanterns. I collect lanterns, so Coleman stuff. I just collect all kinds of Coleman stuff. But they had brand new in the box 210s, red 200s and 210s. Man, I wanted to buy some. We didn't have the money for it. So, anyways, she told us where to go find some what was it, opals and turquoise, and she gave us a little inside scoop on where some stuff was at. So once we got rid of old boy, not got rid of, once we got old boy settled in and everything taken care of with him and he was settled, we went into the mountains and to this place where this lady told us, and we camped out and we looked and we didn't know what we was doing, so we didn't find nothing. And we only stayed for 2 days and we was like, no, let's go prospect for some gold. We're going gold panning. So we went to Buena Vista, Colorado. And I could be saying that a little bit wrong, but you know where it's at. You know what I'm talking about. The Arkansas River runs right through there. So we go there and we find a good camping spot that's actually got like gold prospecting signs up and stuff for this organization that I'm in. And I'm allowed to bring a guest too with me when I go do that. So, anyways, we find this spot and we pull in, we set up camp, and there was already this like camper there that was like one of them A-frame type campers, you know, the little pop-up kind, but they just go into an A-frame. Really cool. I'd like to have one. And a little Ford Ranger. But we didn't know who was in it or what was up. So, and it's cold too, you guys. It's not like, you know, in the 60s or nothing, 70s. We're talking like, you know, 30s and 40s during the day. And then at night it was a lot colder than that because we was right on the river. I didn't have a thermometer and I didn't check, but it was cold. I know them sleeping bags were nice. they, they came in handy, and the MREs was awesome. That was nice too, man. It was nice to be able to just sit in a tent and make something to eat with no fire or nothing. Man, that was cool. Just water. Anyways, we loaded up. We gained weight. The After we got settled in, we didn't do no prospecting first day. We got everything set up and settled in and yada yada yada. And then we went, started looking, scouting around for places to, you know, maybe do some panning. And we found a spot. Well, it looked like somebody else was digging there, right? So we moved. Curtis, you know, being courteous, we didn't like start digging where somebody else was digging. We just went somewhere a little down the river, not very far, but far enough to where it didn't seem like we was trying to steal their spot. You know what I mean? People get hit in the head with a shovel over stuff like that. So we wasn't trying to make nobody mad. So we moved up river a little bit, you know, and started digging and panning, and we made our own sluice box too. I forgot to say that. We didn't have the money, and there wasn't places up there just selling gold prospecting stuff, which I thought was kind of weird considering Colorado had a lot of gold, still does. But we ended up just making our own sluice box, right? I got on YouTube and looked at what one looked like, basically what was in it. We went to Home Depot and just got the stuff to build it. And then this place, we had rented a storage unit to keep a four-wheeler and a bunch of stuff there that we couldn't have at this park. Or, well, it wasn't a park, it was a conservation area, or a national forest area in Colorado with public camping and gold prospecting and all that. Colorado's pretty cool, just saying. Anyways, so we build us a sluice box before all this. And then we go set up the camp, yada yada. You know about that. Find a spot to dig, and then we start digging, and then we start classifying with our stuff. You know, I had bought all the pan gold, the gold pan and stuff. I had got all that before we went, so we had all that. Some kid off Amazon had everything in it. Okay, so we're working on breaking it down and getting all the gravel and getting down to the concentrates and all that and panning it. So we take our sluice, which, by the way, at this particular spot, there was actually a sign that said you could not use any mechanical, gasoline powered, electric, or nothing sluices in that one area during a certain time of the year. and we happened to be there during that time of year. You had to do it all manual. Well, we started running some material through our sluice that we made. We found a spot in the river where we could set it up and get the flow and all that. You know, I'd been really watching these gold panning videos, gold prospecting videos, so I was pretty sure I had a pretty good idea how to do it. So, anyways, we get it set up and we start doing our thing. Totally rookies, like we had no clue except for what we'd seen on TV and what our book said that they sent me, right? So we're trying, we're doing it, and me and him's hanging out, you know, doing our thing, and I hear somebody talking to us, and I can't tell, you know, if they're actually talking to us or somebody else, but I turn and look, and it's this old timer, and he's the guy with the A-frame camper and the little Ford Ranger, okay? And I also have to mention marijuana was legal in Colorado at the time, so that was just a bonus. Just saying. So, anyways, this old man, that's what he was doing. He was there prospecting, and the places we seen dug up was his spot. Okay, so you're not allowed to use metal detectors. You're not allowed to use electric or gas powered sluices or anything like that at this time of the year. You're not allowed to use metal detectors at all. So we're sitting there, we talk to this guy, we realize he's a pretty cool guy. You know, he's got a dolly down there. He's just loading up buckets of concentrate. Like he's digging it up and classifying it and getting it all down to concentrate. But then he's just filling these buckets up and putting them on this dolly and hauling them back to his truck. Well, I was like, man, I wonder if you're allowed to do that, because if so, I'll bring some of this back home and I'll go through it later. You know what I mean? That way I'll have some, and when I'm at home, I can go through it and maybe find some gold while I'm at home. So I get on my phone and I look it up. And it actually says, because where we was at was actually one of the gold prospectors of America's claims, that I could take 2 5-gallon buckets with me, take them home. And then the state, they had a regulation on it too, and it was 2 or 4, right? And I can't remember exactly, and I'm not going to look it back up, but they allowed you to take some home with you. Well, this old man, he had these side panels up on his truck, but they weren't very tall. They were only about 2 foot tall, and it was just plywood, and they were spray painted black. And I didn't think nothing of it. You know what I mean? I figured that's just where he kept his camping gear, and he didn't want people seeing in his truck to steal it, right? So I didn't think nothing of it. Well, he's pulling these buckets up the hill, and his dolly has flat. But we happen to have an air compressor in the truck. So I help him get the buckets with the flat dolly, flat tire dolly up the hill to his truck, and then we go, he put some Fix-A-Flat or something in that tire, and we finished it off with a little bit of air. It sealed it up. Anyways, we get his dolly fixed. Well, while we're doing that, he's putting these buckets in the back of his truck, right? Now we was there for 4 or 5 days. I can't remember. It might have been a week. This old man, he was there the whole time we was there. Left the day we left. He left. So, anyways, he was a cool cat, man. He was a cool old dude. He showed me a lot of stuff, taught me a lot of stuff, gave me some gold pans. So I had all green gold pans, the plastic ones, and he gave me some black plastic ones. He's like, you can see the gold better in these. And I still use those, and you can see the gold better on black. So, anyways, this old timer, he's loading the back of this Ranger up with 5-gallon buckets, y'all. It ain't 2 or 4. He's got a bunch of buckets out there. Well, after like the third day or so, I guess he realizes we're okay. You know what I mean? We're not a bunch of rats, thieves, or snitches. So, or liars. So he comes over and he asks us if we wanted to try out his new sluice. And it was a mini sluice. Okay, so mini sluices are actually perfect for what we was doing because we were just finding small, flaky, and flour gold, right? It was hard to get and there wasn't very much of it. But if you had one of these mini sluices, you could run a lot of material through that mini sluice and get quite a bit of that small gold, that flour and flake. So it was tempting. But I kept telling him, no, man, because it was battery powered, right? This sluice was. And he had all the stuff, and it was brand new. He hadn't even put it together yet. He wanted me to help him put it together, and then he wanted me to use it. Because if a park ranger would have showed up, which one did eventually, I would have gotten big trouble, y'all. So I was like, nope, nope. I'm not even from this state, and there is no way I'm going to jail in Colorado over this. I'm sorry, guy. I'm not doing it. I'm not. Anyways, he finally took the hint and left me alone about it and put it up and didn't bring it up no more. Well, um, it was probably 4 or 5 days in. I'm sitting in the truck smoking a doobie. And here comes this park ranger pulling in. So I wasn't real sure about the regulations on smoking in public on conservation or national forestry land in Colorado. But I did know that if I was in my truck, I was on my own property, right? I'm on my own private property in my truck. So that's the angle I was playing, right? So I'm like sitting in my truck. So anyways, this guy pulls in. Now I'm wearing bibs with the white wife beater underneath and rubber boots, you know what I mean, and my cap. I think I had long hair still or then. And anyways, this ranger pulls in, and the whole time I'm thinking, if he catches that old timer with all them buckets in his truck, he's in trouble, right? This old timer's going to get hemmed up for sure. If this ranger goes over and looks in his truck. So I decide I'm going to get involved and try to distract this park ranger from catching this guy. He's basically stealing, right? But I don't know. I don't blame him. He was retired, worked for the city his whole life for Pueblo, I think he said. Anyways, I was going to try to help this guy out, protect him. So I jump out of the truck and I still got my doobie and I didn't think about it. So I jump out and I'm holding doobie and I go walking towards the park ranger and he's out of his truck and he sees me. So he starts walking towards me and I just hit the joint. I thought now's the best time to find out. You know what I mean? He come walking up to me. He's like, "How you doing?" I said, "Oh, I'm doing pretty good." I was trying to use my Missouri drawl pretty good too. I was throwing in some of that. I might have even slipped into Arkansas. I got the draw so heavy. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I started sounding redneckish hillbilly from Missouri, and this guy, hook, line, and sinker, man, all he wanted to do was stand there and talk to me about things in Missouri and stuff in Missouri and hunting in Missouri. And I kept him distracted for a long time. And I just kept smoking that doobie. And he never said a word. And I thought he was a real nice guy, right? Well, I talked this guy so much, he was ready to leave. I done talked him plumb out of the parking lot. So he got in his truck and left, right? I went back over the truck. I sat down. Now my doobie was a roach, so I put it out. But I go over there and I sat down and in the truck and I'm thinking about all what just happened. And boy, I sure am glad he didn't look at that old man's truck. And I wonder where that old man is. I wonder if he knows that guy was here and all, I'm high, so I'm thinking about all kinds of weird stuff. Well, I get out of the truck, and here comes that old man. He goes, "Boy, I sure am glad you cut him off." I was like, "Oh yeah, I thought maybe it might help you." I said, I know that you're not supposed to have that much gold in the back of your truck." He goes, "Yeah." He said, "That same guy caught me at another place one time." I was like, "Oh, outlaw. This old timer's an outlaw." So he's like, "Yeah, he caught me at another place one time, gave me a real hard time. Said he gave me a fine. I filed complaints against him and all kinds of stuff." "I don't like that guy. I don't like him at all." I was like, "Well, he seemed like a pretty nice guy to me." I said, "Probably a pretty nice guy unless you're breaking the law." The old man laughed. He knew I was right. Anyways, we laughed about it. And that guy never came back. The old man thanked me, and I figured it was the least I could do. I kind of looked at him as our teacher because he was teaching us how to do what we was doing. We didn't have a clue. He was answering all the questions and helping us figure everything out, telling us everything. So, anyways, I did manage to get some video, you guys, of us using the sluice box and panning a little bit of gold. And I think we're actually using a metal gold pan. And that was my buddy's gold pan. He bought it when we got to Colorado in some little thrift store. And man, they was proud of it. But we used that metal gold pan, I think. And anyways, I want to tell you all the story about it before I showed you the video. Because the video doesn't have any of this in it. It's just me and my buddy going through, you know, doing what the old man taught us. And he thought that our sluice box was pretty cool too, that we had built, even though when I look at it now, you guys, I overdid it. We used the wrong material, but it did work. So you have to watch the video to see. So I hope you enjoy it. Here it comes. Cleaning out our sluice box. That's our magic carpet ride. Looks like there's gold right there. Oh no. Cleaning carpet. Yeah, shake it real good. Shake it up and down like. Alright, I gotta get some water. Get over in the creek probably. I'd sit on that rock or something right there.
Just real fine stuff. Just dust. Yeah, let's run it again. There's a lot of black sand in there that shouldn't have got out. Here, record me doing it. It's still recording. Don't worry about water. It's waterproof. See how much black sand I got?
Yeah. Well, I just went too fast.
One little flake of gold right there.
Let's see.
See that?
Yeah.
One little flake. Right there. I'll be damned.
Well, I can't say there's no gold there, huh?
Found gold!
Ain't much.
One little flake.
Yeah. Gosh, man.
That's cool though. That's the first one we've panned. Killer. See it?
Yeah.
It's little, man. Let me find it. It's right there.
Oh, I see it. Yeah.
Look, there's another one. There's two flakes.
Yeah.
Hot diggity dog. We're rich now. Alright.
All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed that video. The story and the video. Do me a favor and hit that subscribe notification. Hit the bell for all. Okay. Thumbs up me. Leave a comment. And no matter what's going on in your life, remember, somebody loves you and cares about you. I care about a lot of people, most everybody walking. And I know that there's millions of other people out there doing it. And they're just right around the corner. So don't give up. Get a hold of somebody, anybody, and talk to them. Most people will listen, especially the people that love you and care about you. So don't sweat the little stuff. Squatch it. Keep on keeping on. Peace.